Okay, so this has been sitting for about 4 hours. There's actually no lumps left. It all dissolved. I'm just running the whisk through one more time to see if I can see anything that needs to be removed. It's really nice and thick, so I think this is going to hold the dye really well. And it looks good, so I will get this out of the way. And one thing I'm going to have set off screen is just another tray with some extra water, so that once I dip the silk into here and pull it out, I can rinse it really quickly and get some of the carrageenan off. I've done it a couple of times and it seems to set immediately, and so I haven't had too many issues with the ink bleeding. Okay, so if you don't have little containers, or if you have something larger like this and you don't need to use that much, you can use little droppers to put the dye in the water. And then I also have a tool that I'm going to use to do a design once I put it in. And so I'll do a couple of these. So I'm going to start off with the white and just use my little container and drop it right in, and you can see it just sits right on top of that mixture. It's called Size. I believe I said that once before, but you'll get to hear it again. I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use some of this lighter turquoise. Wow, that looks really pretty. And I used up quite a bit of that, so when I do a second one, I'm going to have to add more ink to that container. And we're going to do some of this dark turquoise. It's not really spreading out all that much. I might add more of the gall to see if I can get it to spread. Because a lot of it's kind of moving now, but a lot of it is sinking. So I'm wondering if it is too thick. Okay. So we'll see if that helps at all. Now it's going a little bit more. So I think what I'm going to do is add more of the synthetic gall to the white and do the same thing. We'll add a little bit more so we get more of that spread out. Alright, let's see if this will work a little better. There we go. That's what I want to see it doing. It's sort of nice and blooming out right now. So get some of these other areas filled in a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing with that light turquoise. I'm going to add more of the gall and then see if I can get a little bit more of that to bloom out. Alright, so if your ink or your dye is not blooming out, it's too thick. We can definitely see a major change from what it's doing now versus when I first put it in. So I'm just going to leave it as is, and we're going to do some designs. I don't want to keep adding dye to it. I don't want to waste that much. But we're just going to go up and down and just see how this one turns out. Okay. So I just rest it in there and then just pull it up. Okay, so I'll show them all finished at the end. What I'm going to do is try and get some of this dye off. That darker color, you can see it's sunk all the way to the bottom. And then I'm taking that top layer off. I'll see if I can do one more. So I'm going to try one more. I have my colors all mixed up. I added more of the gall, so I'm just gonna drop one if it does. There we go. I was gonna say if it doesn't work, then I'm not gonna waste it, but this is moving around much better this time. So hopefully each color does this. So we're gonna try the light one now. Yep, there we go. Okay. And the dark, nope, dark is not. Let's see if this will help a little bit. That's a little better. I just won't add too much of this one. Okay. And then I just like the patterns of doing just the rings and adding more color that way. And then I'm going to go back to the light color since I know that that one is going to work well. And then maybe one more ring of dark. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I didn't just ruin it. And one more light. There we go. Okay. Just wipe off my tool here and you can go in any pattern or design that you want. Alright, so this one, I'll do the same thing, just lay it, and of course, didn't get it even, so let's even that out. There we go. And just lift. Okay, I'm going to rinse this one out. I will let these dry and then I'll show what they look like. Okay, so I have rinsed these out pretty well and let them dry overnight. As you can see from my first one, it didn't turn out very well. The areas where the dye was really concentrated just leave too much dye in the cloth. So even when rinsing it out, it ran quite a bit and bled through the silk. So if you have dye that's not spreading out on the water when you first put it in, you definitely need to figure out how you're going to thin it down so that it'll spread out more. My second one, on the other hand, turned out very nicely. I got a really nice pattern. I don't have those areas where the dye is too concentrated for it. Let me see, this side is better. It's darker on this side. This was the side that I put in the water. I have a really nice pattern. I have some really nice colors. That light turquoise that I mixed up was really pretty. So this one turned out well. I rinsed it out. I will wash them and heat treat them with an iron after. That's one part I haven't done yet with these. So for the most part, they're finished. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know I'm kind of awkward talking through things. I don't do it very often, but if you would like to hear me talk through more of my videos, just let me know. If it helps you learn something, or if you have questions on what I'm doing, just leave a comment in the video description. I will add all of the items that I used in the video description so that you can see if you want to try it out for yourself. And I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.